The dreaded magic circle. I don't know about you guys, but when I first tried learning how to crochet, this felt impossible. And I watched numerous YouTube videos, tutorials trying to learn how to do it. And I just feel like some of them were missing things that were really helpful. So I'm gonna make my own, and hopefully if you're struggling and have watched a dozen other videos, this might be the one for you. I'm hoping, my tips and tricks will help you finally get it down. I can do it really fast now, super impressive, but yeah, hopefully all of these little guides, I don't know, like I could show you what to do with the yarn, but I think it has to do a lot more with where you're putting pressure on your fingers to hold things certain ways so that it's easy. So yeah, we'll see. Hopefully this helps you out. Enjoy. Also, please feel free to subscribe. It would mean the absolute world to me. Okay, here's the video. All right, I just want to hop right into it. So the first thing we're going to do is grab our yarn. I'm going to use my thumb to hold that yarn there, and I'm going to go over those three fingers, letting my pinky hang out. And then we're going to do the crisscross. You want it to be an X on the inside of your hand, but you're going to continue to keep your thumb there to hold it. And when you put it back, your pinky is what's going to hold the yarn down, and that's going to allow you to give as little or as much resistance as you want, which will make this part easier. Okay, and we're going to pull. As you can see, I'm letting my pinky loosen the yarn a little bit to give me some pull, and then tightening it back, and once again loosening that pinky. I think that's the thing that I see a lot of tutorials missing, is where to put pressure, what fingers or parts of the fingers to help hold things into place or be able to loosen them when needed. Let's do that one more time, a little bit slower. So the next thing I always do is untangle the tail. That's really important. And those two strings are the ones that we're basically going to want to make our stitches over. Okay, the way I hold my yarn might be weird. I don't know, it works for me, so I figure I might as well share it with you guys. I'm going to loop it over my pointer finger and then weave it in between every other finger and do one more loop on the pinky. And here's it one more time for you guys. So once again, weave it in between each of those fingers and then make a loop on that pinky. And the reason I do this, once again, like earlier, is just to be able and have control to give as little or as much resistance as I want, pulling the yarn through or holding it tighter to get tighter or looser stitches. Now I'll show you the placement of where I'm putting my fingers. So my pointer finger is on the hook and touching where the yarn is. My middle finger and my thumb on my right hand are going to hold that one strand of yarn close to the hook, while my left hand, my middle finger, and my thumb are going to grasp both of those, the tail as well as that side of the ring. And we're going to go under, grab the yarn, and come back through. Every tutorial I had watched previously kind of just told me the steps just like I told you. I want you to notice the yarn that I'm pinching in my left hand is actually moving more than the hook. Now, before I finish the single crochet, I actually pinch all of that yarn, the whole circle, the tail, etc. I move it all to my left hand and then focus the hook and the single crochet on my right hand, and then switch it back. Once again, just showing you where I'm holding. Let's do that one more time, a little bit slower. I added a few more chains to our magic circle before we continue, just to show you that is what the outside of the circle is going to look like, and this is the inside. I feel like the chains on the outside look cleaner, and that's how I typically tell. Once you have the correct number of chains, you are going to pinch once again with the middle finger and thumb of my right hand and unweave that tail. Make sure it's not tangled in any of the yarn before you pull. Once again, that's very important. And while pinching the chains, you're going to pull that string. I usually just like to readjust. You can do it slowly. That doesn't change anything. Take your time and do that once again. And one more. Perfect. And that is your magic circle. And once again, those chains should be on the outside, just to show you what those look like. Now here's another trick that I thought would be super helpful. There is no shame in switching hooks to close the magic circle. A lot of times they're really tight, so I'll just switch to a smaller hook, close it up, and then switch right back to the hook that I was originally using. When I was first learning this process, this was a portion I really struggled with, and this is an easy solution. And my last tip. Okay, let's say you're working on a project, you've done the magic circle, but now you're working in some chains and you notice this happening. There is that circle, it's opening back up. This used to bug me. I want everything to look perfect all the time. That's okay that happens, okay? All you have to do is pinch the middle of that circle. That's what I do, just to hold it steady and pull. All fixed and nothing to worry about.